Hi all, good morning and good evening. This is Kiran from Rewire by Automation. Um, so in this session, I'm going to cover about ADB configuration. So far we have seen Android prerequisite Node.js, Android Studio, followed by SDK and API, and system path configuration emulator and launch emulator. So this is the last step of the prerequisite configuration. So with this we are completing the prerequisite with respect to the Android side. So ADB configuration. ADB is an Android debug bridge, which is part of the Android ecosystem. Okay, as a developer, so we uh, we should know in and out. But for automation side, the usage of this particular utility is very minimal. But if you know the minimum um, required commands, that would suffice our need. So that if you have any issues encountered during the development, so we'll be in a position to point out what is the issue is about. Okay, uh, but as compared to the dev, our usage is very minimal. But if you are working on the Android app development side, definitely this is going to be a a hand tool for them to debug the issues inside the Android. Okay, so to begin with, let me give overview on what exactly, if you are talking about any particular technology, first the conceptual understanding is mandatory. If you ask me, that's my perception, that's my way of understanding any of the technology. Without concept, I cannot go forward. So similarly, keeping that view in mind, I came up with this particular slide so that you can understand what is the concept behind this and what exactly the terminology that we are using over here and why we are using, and in what way it will be useful in our activities during any of the root causes of the issues. Okay, so let me give quick overview on this one. See here. See, the moment when you install the Android Studio and when you configure the Android SDK and APIs, this will be installed. This particular utility will be installed in the platforms and platform tools that I'm going to show in my system. But how it will operate, what exactly this utility means. Okay, so in the host system, once you install, it will configure the three things. One is client, second one is the server component, the third one is the daemon service. The moment when you install emulator, so that will be in the background, that will be installed and reside in the emulator device. Suppose if you are working on any physical device, in the physical device, it will be installed at the moment when you connect. Okay, may not be a as a user interface you may not recognize, but in the background that will happen. Okay, so the trying to understand the Android debug bridges, it's a command line utility tool in order to work with emulators or Android device. Okay, suppose you wanted to talk to someone particular the software, and you should have some kind of utility, right? Similarly, here three things you need to understand. One is your Windows OS and your emulator, and that emulator is resides on the Android OS, and your app is installed on the emulator. So in order to talk with your app, you need to route through all these the components. So to have that one, so they came up with this utility named as the Android debugger, and it comprises of three components. One is client, server, and a daemon service which is running on the emulator side. Okay, so the moment when you install, when you install this particular configuration, in the background it will be installed. Okay, I'll show you where exactly it is. Okay, so here, if you go here, in the path, see, I ask you to, in the configuration, right? In the path configuration, we have set two things. One is Android Home, the platform tools and platforms. If you don't set up this, ADB commands will not run. Okay, you have to set up this one, then only it is able to run this one. Okay, so I'll show you my system. Here, Android, SDK, and platform tools. See here, this is the utility adb.exe, adb.exe. So if you don't install properly, then it will not be there. So if you don't configure system path, then it will not recognize. Okay, so this path properly should be configured in the path. Okay, so this is about the SDK, ADB. So now let me launch emulator. How we launch? See, Android Studio can be point to the your taskbar as well. So you can launch this one, or else you can open it from the your start menu, programs. Once this screen is launched, then you have to launch this virtual device manager. Okay, so earlier we have created this one, right? So we have to. So here I am launching this one. So while this is launching, and while it will be ready, then we'll go to the next screen. Okay, here you can see the list of devices. There is a command ADB devices to know what are the Android devices are connected to your host system. Okay, so this is the ADB devices is the command to know the list of the devices connected and recognized by the ADB. Okay, if ADB is not recognized, it will not be listed. Okay, so these are the must-have commands. Okay, as an automation engineer, you should know. Okay, if you are working on the host system for configuration, you should know this one. So even for few cloud solutions also, they are giving the connectivity to their cloud systems via host system to debug that particular device. Okay, so in such case also you can use these commands. So here ADB start -server. Okay, that means you need to start the ADB server, and also sometimes ADB server may not recognize. In such case, we need to stop. How to stop? ADB kill -server. Okay, and again you need to apply the ADB start -server. Once that is done, then you need to apply this particular command ADB devices. Okay, so that it will list out whatever the devices connected to your host system. Okay, and if at all if you wanted to debug into more, then you can see ADB -help. It will show the list of commands. Okay, so now up to here we'll see this app is this emulator is launched. Now let me launch command prompt. See here, this command prompt is launched. what I will do is ADB devices. See, so it is detected and it is listed out. This is the name of this emulator. So by default, the first name will be given to the 5554 and the second name is 5556. Like that it will give. And this name you need to mention in the capabilities when you are working in the um, script or the Appium inspector. Okay. Suppose you wanted to stop the daemon. ADB kill -server. Say. So the moment when you wanted to start again, start -server. So if it has any issues, then it will throw an error. ADB devices. See, list of devices, it is listed. Okay. So the next part is install app on this particular emulator. There are two ways. One is through command line you can do it, and second way is you can drag and drop. First, let's see the drag and drop. Demo app I have. So this is the app I have. We are going to work these sessions. What I will do, I will drag this app and let me keep it here. Okay. API demos, it doesn't have anything. Just drag and drop. So simple. Okay. You can launch. So this is the app that we are going to work, and you can minimize this one. And if at all you wanted to uninstall, you have long click on this one, click on app info, and here you can uninstall. Okay. So the app is uninstalled. Now what I will do is I will install the app using the command line. Okay. Let me walk through. See here, I have given you drag the app, that is the first method, install the app into selected emulator or device through ADB command line. ADB is the command line utility to communicate with any of the Android device or Android emulators. Okay, so it's a utility. So you have you're on a Windows system and you have emulator on Android. These two are different. So in order to communicate each other, you need to have a one util in between, so that whatever the commands, the requests that you wanted to have in the Android side, you need to apply through this command line utility. Okay. So I have this particular, the command is open in the notepad. See here, this is the command. Okay, I have created .batch file. You can double click that one so that it will directly install, or in the notepad++, you can select from the run and you can install it. You can run it. See here, CD, Android Home and Platform Tools. adb.exe is hosted in this one. That's why it is asking user to navigate to first this one and apply this command adb-s emulator name install -r and C. If you have any existing one, it will remove and install the this one. -s means silent. Silently it will. And then -r, if any existing one is, remove and it will install. This is my one app and this is my another app. Okay. Pause is, so it will give the pause in the command. I'll show you that one. Okay. So if at all you wanted to, you have multiple apps, you don't want pause, you can put the CMD, you can put REM as a comment. See, The green color it has changed. That will become, that is commented. Okay. Now I'll show you to run this. Select this particular file. Where it is, version 1. Okay. You can go to that particular folder, you can double click it, or you can run this one. See. So it is asking, it is already installed. That again for next, it is asking. And then this one, pass. Completed, because I have given the 2 pass, that's why it asks us 2. If you go over here, see here it is installed. There is the APK info also, it is installed, 2 apps. So this is how we can install the app using the ADB command line. Okay. Sometimes you wanted to check like override the existing app, or you wanted to install some default settings of once installed, so that you can do it using the automatically. You can write the script, and you can execute this particular file, and it will install, and you can do the default settings. And again you can uninstall, and you want to install and do some other settings, like that you can do it. Okay, if any setup related scripts are available, and it's a need for checking. Okay, so this is about the installation of the app. Okay, so same thing I have shown over here. These are the whatever, suppose if I am launching another emulator, where is this one? Yeah, for example, I am launching this one, this device one. See, if you have 16 GB RAM, okay, you should be in a position to launch these emulators very easily. Or else, if you have a 8 GB RAM, comfortably you can launch one emulator. So in our practice, so generally we'll go with only one, because we are learning and exploring the things. So we are not doing any kind of parallel scripts or any extensive scripts executions. So one emulator is enough to get expertise on this particular technology. Okay. So let me see my command line. So now what I will do is ADB. See, it is recognized. One is 5554, whatever the first one is, second one is the 5556 it is. Okay. So here, this is also is launched. You have 2 things. Okay, 2 emulators are available. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is the command that I have shown over here. Okay, so if you see here ADB devices -L, it will show the including the architecture information also it will show. ADB devices. See. So the device, the product. So what is the product SDK? This is the architecture. What is the model? And what is the device? And what is the transport? So these are the technical details of the device. It will show. Okay. So we don't need to worry about those things. Only we need to worry about ADB devices, ADB start, ADB kill. Okay. So team, we have configured the Node.js Studio SDK API syspath emulator and required command lines, and we have installed the app as well. Now we are ready to hit Appium 2.x. Okay. Okay, team. Thanks for watching this session. I'll catch you in the next session.